Hey folks, this is Rob from Family Fun Hobbies.
And I'm Miranda.
We're here today in preparation for Valentine's Day to show you several games that we carry that are excellent for two players, whether it's your significant other, friend, whatnot. We're still stuck in a pandemic. You might not be able to game with more than one other person. We've got several games we're going to show you tonight that are good either just two player or if you have a larger group, they'll scale very well from two to as many as six people. The first game we're going to start with is one of my personal favorites. This is Lanterns the Harvest Festival that we're going to show you. This is by Renegade Game Studios. It's about a 30-minute game, ages 8 plus. It will do 2 to 4 players. We're going to show you the 2-player. If you like it, it is $34.99. There is an expansion for it, but we're not going to go into the expansion. Basically, this game is about collecting Japanese lanterns and then trading them in for these dedication tokens. The dedication tokens are victory points. Once we're done with the game, the person with the most victory points naturally wins, and there are several tiebreakers that we'll go over at the end of the game. So, the way the game plays, we start with this tile. This tile has the rowboat in the middle. I affectionately call him the old man of the sea. When you play the game, you will normally sit what's called orthogonally from each other, meaning across or 90 degrees from each other. We will place this tile face down, literally spin it, flip it over, and whoever red is pointing to is who goes first. Now in this case, red's nobody, so you continue clockwise. So I would be going first. Miranda's going to play over on this side, and she would be going second naturally, and we don't have a third or fourth player. The game also comes with these player aid cards, double-sided. One side shows the turn sequence, and one side shows the dedication tokens and how you get them. In a two-player game, and we've already broken some of this out, we're only going to use 16 of these C tiles. These are what we're going to play with. They're like playing cards, essentially. We've already divided out. These are cards your tiles we're not using. 3 players, you'd use a little bit more. 4 players, you would use the full deck. Also, if you see here, these are the dedication tokens. Some of them have 3 red dots, and some have 4 red dots. And as you may already have been able to guess, 3 red dots, you use them in a 3-player game. 4 red dots, you use them in a 4-player game. We've already separated them out. We are going to remove them from the playing surface. These are the lanterns that we're trying to collect. They are piece limited. So as we play, if one of the piles is empty that you're supposed to get that color of, you won't get one. So the first thing we're going to do is shuffle. Everybody gets a hand of 3 C tiles. We will play this game until there are no C tiles left at all. So we're going to go ahead and deal 3 C tiles to each player. Now, as I mentioned earlier, red is first player. There is nobody on that side for red, so we go clockwise. I'm first player. I am going to play this C tile. I've chosen to match red. By matching red, it gets me a bonus. The bonus is I get a red C tile, or a red lantern. Then, the next thing that happens is, starting with the player who played, I get blue because blue faces me. Miranda?
I would get a red because it faces me.
If we had a player playing opposite me, they would get black. This person would get green. And then, if my turn is over, I draw another C tile to fill my hand to 3.
And
now Miranda goes.
Now I go. I'm going to play here.
Okay, that's a platform tile. Platform tiles are different in that, as you see, they have what I affectionately call artwork. When you match a platform, there's an extra bonus you get. So the first thing that happens, again, she's going to get a green lantern because she matched green. But because she matched a platform, she's going to get one of these favor tokens. We will explain a little later what the favor tokens do as we get further into the game, because we need to have 2 of them to have any effect. Now, we will continue. Miranda gets a green because green is what faces her. There's nobody playing over here. or over here, and I will get another red. Miranda now draws her hand back up to 3. We come all the way back around to my turn. I am not liking anything Miranda did, but I am going to play here. So again, I matched red. I matched a platform, so I get one of these favor tokens. Starting with me, I get a white. Miranda gets an orange. Again, we don't have 2 other players, so I will draw my 3rd tile.
I'm going to play right here.
All right.
So I get an orange.
Mm-hmm. And you get
White.
a favor token.
Right.
Then you get a white.
Mm-hmm.
Comes all the way back to me. I get a red. All right. Now, the game provides us these handy hint cards. They're turn sequence, they're player hint cards, they're turn sequence, and dedication types, the types of dedication tokens we're trying to get. This comes in handy now because on my turn, the first thing I can do is trade in 2 favor tokens and a lantern for a different lantern. I don't have 2, so I can't do that. But the next step is I can dedicate. Dedicate is trading in lanterns. In this case, I have 4 of them. The 3 different types of dedication tokens are 4 of a kind, 3 pair, and 1 of each of the 7. I am going to trade in my 4 lanterns for an 8-point token. Now, as you notice, the next one down is 7. They do get worth less victory points as we go down the pile. Now I continue my turn. I still don't like anything I have, but that's irrelevant. I will play this one. This matches blue. I also get another favor token. I get orange.
And I get blue.
And I draw my hand back up.
All right. I'm going to do what Rob was just talking about the last turn. I'm going to take my 2 favor tokens and I'm going to exchange them. To take this white one and exchange it for a red.
Oh, very nice.
And then I'm going to turn all these cards in for the 3 of a kind.
So she's trading in 2 red, 2 orange, and 2 green.
And green for this one. And then I'm going to place my tile. Okay, so white, favor token, green.
And I get orange. Now, while she did match a platform here, she did not match this platform, and the starting tile does not count as a platform. It is artwork, but it's not a platform. Miranda, did you draw your hand back up?
I did.
You did. All right. Can't do that. All right. I am going to do something that's normally not a very effective turn. I'm going to not match. But what it gets me is a white. Miranda gets a red. And then we continue around. Now that's more for forward thinking to next turn because I now have 3 pair. And unfortunately for me, it was the only way I could get that white guaranteed.
All right, my turn.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I drew my hand.
All right, I'm going to place this here, matching a platform tile. So I get an orange favor token and a black lantern.
And I get a blue.
And draw up to 3.
So, beginning of my turn, I can exchange. I've got my 2 favor tokens that I can exchange if I want to get 4 of a kind. However, as we see, 4 of a kind right now is only 7 points. 3 pair is worth 8. So I'm going to keep these, trade in my 2 blue, my 2 white, and my 2 orange, and I will take this 8-point dedication token. I will then play this. That gets me a green for matching, a favor token, and a blue.
And I get an orange from that.
I will draw my hand up. Now, we are almost out of tiles in the C tile pile. We will continue to play until we've used all of our tiles in our hand. At that point, the game is over, and we'll score victory points.
All right. I'm going to place this tile here. So I will get a purple.
Nice play.
2 favor tokens. And a red. Which now means that I have 1 of each color.
Correct. So on your next turn,
Yep.
and I get a purple, and that was an excellent play.
Thank you.
There's also a lot of tile spinning in this game, meaning you look at your hand, like I'm doing now, and hoping that you have something better.
It's very reminiscent of Suro, which we'll be playing later.
Yes. All right, in the interest of speed, and because I don't have anything better to do, I am going to play here. I match a purple, so I get a purple. I match platform, so I get a favor token, and I get a black.
And I also get a purple.
And there are no more C tiles to draw, so I'm left with the last 2 in my hand.
And we are approaching endgame at this
Very
point.
much so.
Okay, so I'm going to begin my turn by returning some of these cards here. So red, black, blue, green, orange, white, and purple. And I'm going to take this 10.
So she traded 1 of each. That's what this indicates, 1 of each of the 7 colors.
And then I guess I should probably play something. I'll just put this here. And that'll give me a purple.
And it will get me a purple. No,
An
yes,
orange.
right. It'll get me a purple.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
you get an orange.
Right.
All right. I am going to start my turn by trading in 2 of my favor tokens and my black tile, or lantern, for a green. I will then trade in 2 purple, 2 green, and 2 blue for 3 pair. I will take the 7 and I will play here. Gets me an orange bonus. Gets me a purple. And Miranda, you get a black tile. A lantern. That is my turn because I can't draw any more tiles.
Okay. I'll play this here, which will give me a black favor token and a white.
No.
No?
Black.
Oh, yeah, sorry,
that
you're
side.
right, you're right.
It's a very common mistake, by
Yes.
the way. I get a white. Especially in light of the fact that we are actually not sitting in the positions
Yeah,
where we normally would.
I was thinking what's literally facing me.
Yes. All right. So this will be my last play. I have 1 tile left. I don't know that I can do anything. Yeah, because I have to trade in now. Oh, we will get 1 last dedication round after we're done.
Okay.
So in light of that, I am going to trade in these 2 and my white for purple, because the tile that I have guarantees me that I can get a purple. So I am going to play here, which gets me a purple and a black, and then Miranda will also get a purple.
Cool.
Now I'll point out, it didn't happen, but we're down to one purple lantern. The lanterns are piece limited. Had there been no lit purples here, she would not have gotten one. I am done.
Okay, here's my last tile. I'm going to place it right here, which will give me a white. 2 white, actually, and a favor token.
Correct. You gotta wait for the match.
Yeah. Oh, I should have done this first, actually.
Feel free.
Okay. Retroactively.
We play friendly games here.
I'll trade in the orange because I had that first for this last purple. And then, can I do this more than once?
No, you can only do one you can only do one exchange per turn and one dedication per turn.
Okay. And then I will trade in those 4 purple for this 7.
Okay, and I would have gotten a green, which is important because it's potentially a tiebreaker. So, the game is basically over. We do get one last dedication, if you can. You cannot trade in, you cannot exchange at this point. I do have 4 purple, so I will trade those in for this 6. Miranda, do you have anything that you can trade in?
No,
all right.
I could have exchanged, but if you can't do that on the last turn, no.
So, I have 8, 8, 7, 6. That is 29 points.
19, 7, 16? No,
No,
26. 26.
So my 6 is basically what won me the game. Had there been a tie, which is very common in this game, the first tiebreaker are favor tokens, in which case Miranda would have won. The second tiebreaker is leftover lanterns, and again, Miranda would have won. That's the whole game.
Yep.
2, 3, or 4 players.
It's pretty fast paced, easy to learn. Doesn't take up too much table space. And so that's pretty much the game. So Rob obviously won. If it had been a tie, the tiebreaker are these favor tokens. So in which case I actually would have won because I have more than Rob does. The second tiebreaker after that is how many lanterns you have left over, in which case I also would have won. But Rob ended up coming through with that last 6, so he took the game.
So as a bystander, for somebody who watched you guys play the game, how many rounds are there per game? Is it just the 1 round, 1 winner?
Yes. I mean, you could do, if you wanted, a best 2 out of 3. I mean, a game, if you know how to play, this game is tops a 30-minute game.
Yeah.
So you could literally do a family games night, a couples games, plural, night, and do several of these. As you saw, we played with 16 tiles. So basically each player is getting 8 turns. That's it.
Yep. Our second game that we're playing, this one is called Suro. It's a really simple game, similar to Lanterns in that we're placing tiles. Basically how it's going to work is Rob and I are going to place our markers on the board here, and then we're going to pull 3 tiles each, and we're going to place the tiles down. Each tile has different lines on it, and you have to have your marker follow the lines. As you place tiles, the lines will create different paths. That's why Suro is called the game of paths. Whoever lasts the longest on the board without going off is the winner. So, see how it goes.
All right, looking forward to it.
Alright, and now we're going to get started with the game. So Rob and I each drew 3 tiles, and now we're going to look at our tiles, and based off what they look like, we're going to choose our starting location on the board. It can be anywhere, any one of these ticks on the outside. So I'm going to start right here. What about you, Rob? Where are you starting?
I'm not liking any of these. I'm going to start here, though.
Alright. And the oldest player goes first, so it's Rob.
Naturally. So, I'm going to play here, move my marker to the end of that path, and draw a tile.
Okay. I'm going to place this right here.
I am going to place this tile right here and move to here.
Okay.
Go ahead, Miranda.
As you can see, the game is very relaxing. It does not require a lot of conversation.
No. Ah,
So why don't you guys explain to us and the viewers why you're doing the things that you're doing? Because,
Sure.
like you said before, it is a very quiet game. So
Yeah.
this way, they at least understand the strategy you're putting into it to get to the end goal.
Right. Well, that's actually an interesting time that you brought up this question, because this next move is going to be interesting for both of us, because I placed this tile and we're both going to have to move.
correct.
So, I mean, the logic that I've been using so far is like I'm just placing tiles that will keep me on the board as long as possible. So I was kind of trying to head like toward the middle and then go up and then, you know.
Likewise, I was trying to move towards the middle away from the edge, because if you go off the edge of the board, you lose. On another note, you also cannot play, you have to play on a path that on your path. I cannot play on Miranda's path, but the tile may, as she just mentioned, affect both of us.
Right. So I'm going to do us both a favor and play this tile, so that way neither of us will crash into each other or go off the board. So you're going to move here, and I'm going to move up here.
Was that kind of you? Let's find out. Actually, yes, it was. Thank you very much, Miranda.
You're welcome.
So I'm going to play here, and this loops me back around,
Nice.
up to here, back towards the middle.
Kind of looks like a map of Jersey.
Yeah.
All your little jug
Oh,
handles and all the weird
Absolutely.
stuff. I'd take 4 jug handles to get here. Did you know that?
My one old coworker, he asked me what a jug handle was, and he was from Long Island, New York. He thought it was the funniest thing ever.
This is a funny state.
It's always funny explaining what jug handles are to my friends in Pennsylvania.
I can imagine.
That's no good. Oh. that would mess both of us up. So the reason I said that, I actually have a tile that could run both of us off the board edge.
Or there's also one that could crash us into each other. If there was one that had like a loop here.
Well, that's what it is.
Yeah, okay, so
Yes.
it's not off the board, but it's crashing into each other, which will still end the game.
Correct.
And nobody wins.
This is where things get a little more
More
tense in the game
complicated.
because we have less options as far as where the tiles will go.
It might be crazy, but it reminds me of Jumanji.
A little bit. At least it's designed like the pieces
Yeah.
look similar. It's a lot less dangerous than Jumanji, though.
No monkeys stealing cop cars or blowing off roofs.
Right.
Holes and eating peanut butter and stuff.
No Robin Williams bursting out of your closet.
He's dead.
Too soon.
He will
Too
never
soon.
burst out of your closet. That piece looks like the Blair Witch Hex. It definitely seems like an interesting game, though.
I enjoy this game a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like it's one of those games like you have to pay attention to it, or you're going to like burn yourself on things.
Whoop.
Yes.
There we go. Yeah, like Rob was saying, the more tiles you place, the more likely it is that you would end up on a path that'll take you right off the board. So you really have to like plan ahead.
All right. It is your turn.
Okay.
Well, that wasn't very nice.
So what's going on now at this stage of the game?
We're down to almost the last because we're both at the edge of the board. She's gonna have to place here. I have to place here. We're both trying to find a tile that will not cause us to either A, crash into each other, or wind through some of these paths that already exist
And take us off the board.
and take us off the board.
So this is kind of endgame right here.
Yeah, so we are basically 2 turns away.
Gotcha.
I'll play, Miranda will play, and likely the game will end.
It's kind of hard to tell if the game will end unless you're really good at thinking very far ahead. I feel like people who play chess or are good at chess would be very good at this game.
I think your outs are either out or crash into me.
Yes, I think that is it for both of us. Yeah, if I do that, I'll crash right into you. And any other thing will take me right off the board. Alright, well, that's game. Oh, wait, no. I wanted to crash into you, that's how I wanted to end that.
Okay, and so my curiosity, why I'm looking, maybe Miranda, you know, if you cause the crash, do you lose or are we both out?
I feel like it would be more fair if, because I caused the crash, I would lose, but I think the actual rule is that we both lose.
So our next game is going to be Point Salad by AEG. This is a game that plays 2 to 6 players. Like our other games, it scales very well from 2 all the way up to 6. Plays in about 15 to 30 minutes. And basically the theme of the game is we are collecting salad. You're building a salad by collecting vegetables. You'll get different points for different cards that will tell you what kind of vegetables you want to have in your tableau.
Does it play like Uno?
No, it does not. The vegetables, literally the point cards will tell you, for example, you'll get 2 points for every carrot you have.
Okay.
Or you'll get 12 points. One of the big point cards is 12 for if you have each of the vegetables in play.
What does it play like? Does it play like any other games that maybe some of our younger viewers or older viewers have played before?
Many people are familiar with the award-winning game Seven Wonders Duel. You may know Seven Wonders. It's a drafting game about building civilizations. Seven Wonders Duel is a 2-player card game, which is also excellent. We just don't have time to go over it this time, where you are drafting cards to build your civilization. In this case, we are drafting vegetables to score points based on points cards that we also draft.
It's Seven Wonders Duel Light.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's dive in, guys.
So when we play, we are collecting various vegetables: onion, lettuce, pepper, carrot, tomato, and cabbage. In a 2-player game, we actually only use 6 of each of the cards. Miranda is shuffling the vast majority of them now. We're going to shuffle these in as well. Give her a moment to do so.
I think that should be good enough.
That should be fine.
I'm not the best at
All right.
shuffling.
So then we're going to split these cards into 3 approximately equal piles. We don't have to count them out, approximately equal. As you see on the back side, these are what they call point cards. It's the back side of the vegetables. They show us what vegetables on the other side. And then we're going to build the market. The way we build the market is by flipping 2 cards off the top of each deck. So we currently have a market of onion, lettuce, 2 carrots, and 2 tomatoes. On your turn, you may do one of 2 different actions. You may either take a point card and put it in your tableau, or you may take any 2 of the vegetable cards and put them in your tableau. At that point, you may flip a point card that you have, whether it's the one you just took or one that you already had, to the vegetable side. Vegetables never flip back to the point side. Once I've taken my turn, if I took something from the market, you would fill from the appropriate stack. Next person goes. If, and it's very common, it will happen, if a stack runs out, you simply take the next stack over, split it approximately in half, move it over, and continue. We will continue to play until there's no more cards. At that point, we will score, and we will go over that later as we play. Miranda, would you like to go first this time?
Sure, I will go first. So I can choose one of these point cards, right?
You can choose a point card.
All right, I'm going to choose this one right here.
Okay. I am going to take both tomatoes. So then we will flip both of these. And if you'll notice, again, it shows us what's on the other side, so we know there's an onion coming. So Miranda's point card is worth 8 points if she has a carrot, an onion, and a pepper at the end of the game.
All right, so I'm going to take this carrot and this onion.
Okay.
And then these get flipped.
And I am slightly upset with Miranda. I will show you why. This is where some of the strategy kicks in. If you notice, this card was worth 4 points per tomato. I picked 2 tomatoes, but now they're not going to, I can't get this point card. I am going to take this point card.
How many point cards are we allowed to have?
There's no limit.
Okay.
And there's no penalty, but some of them you will see have negative values.
Yeah.
You will lose points for having certain vegetables.
Okay.
All right, so I am going to take this lettuce and this carrot. And the reason I've done so is because based on the point card I have, at the end of the game I'm going to get 1 point for the carrot, 1 point for the lettuce. Hopefully I can get more carrot and more lettuce. It is your turn.
Okay. I'm going to take both of these onions. And then these flip. Rob?
Push those up a little bit.
Sure. Everything?
Yeah, just scoot all. This way we can see exactly what you both have.
Sure.
You guys have about 2 inches above those cards. You can go a little bit more. Because I don't want anyone to get lost at home to see where you guys are.
How's that?
Good. And then you have your pile there. Hey, should be fine.
Okay.
I'm going to take both of these lettuce.
Okay.
Well, I don't like that.
I'm going to take this cabbage and this pepper.
All right, I'm going to take this point card. Okay. Now, I am going to take this point card for 2 reasons. Right now, Miranda has the most peppers. This would get her 10 points. But now that I've taken it, I can once per turn flip one point card, and I knew it was lettuce, so that's worth more points to me. It's your turn.
Thinking. I'm going to take this point card, which is missing veggie types.
Yes, and if you hadn't taken it, I was going to.
And I think I'm going to flip it for cabbage.
Ah, okay. I am again going to take a point card, and I'm going to flip it. And it is your turn, Miranda. Move that there.
All right. All right. I'm going to take this point card and flip it for penny.
Curse you! The other side of the scorecard was worth a lot for my lettuce.
That's exactly why I took it.
So again, playing on the lettuce theme, this one was worth points depending on if I have an even total or an odd total. Right now I have odd, so it's only worth 3 points to me, so I'm hoping to get another lettuce.
I'm going to take this point card. I'm actually going to use it as a point card though, because I only lose points here for lettuce and tomato, neither of which I have, and I'll get 4 points for every carrot.
No, I will take this point card because it's going to get me points for lettuce and carrots, and I don't have any onions.
I'm going to take this point card as well.
Curse you again. Okay, so now we approximately equally split. Well, there's only 2 cards, so that one slides over there. I am going to take this because I do not want you to have 10 points for most cabbages. And I will flip it to the carrot side.
And then that comes here.
Correct.
Well, I will take this carrot and this onion.
The notepad, the yellow, and a pen.
Okay, Rob.
Okay, so this actually...
Just flipped over.
I will take this and flip it to a carrot.
Okay, I'll take these 2.
I definitely don't want the onion, so I will take 2 tomatoes because they don't hurt or help me.
Do I have to take 2?
You have to take 2.
Alright, damn. Well, I got stuck with this stupid tomato.
It's only -2.
Alright, and now we have to tally up our points.
That's the game. So, we will bring out our handy dandy notepad. And we will start with Miranda. Okay, our pen's not writing. Would our cameraman be kind enough to pick out a different pen?
That's all there was.
There's literally a whole thing of pens in that.
Oh, there is a pen thing.
Yeah. The black cup holder.
Thank you.
There we go. We're in the middle of a pandemic, the pens don't work. So we have Miranda.
Pandemic.
And we have Rob. All right. So we'll start with Miranda.
Okay.
So this card, we tend to find it easier to score by card. So this one is worth 2 points per pepper. So
2, 4, 6.
and 1 point per tomato.
So 1.
So it's 7. And -2 for lettuce, but she doesn't have. So that card gets her 7. This
Next
card
You get 4 points for every carrot, so that's 8 points right here. Minus 2 for every lettuce. I don't have any lettuce. Minus 2 for every tomato. I have 1 tomato, so that's 6 points.
Okay.
Now this one is for every 2 cabbage. I get 5
Correct.
points. Okay, so 10 points. And the last one for every grouping of carrot, onion, and pepper. Is that how that works?
Correct.
Okay. So I'm only going to end up getting 2 because I only have 2 carrots. So 8, 16.
So Miranda got 7 and 6 is 13 and 10, 23. Miranda got 39 points. So I'll start with this card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Miranda prevented me from getting my even total. So this card's unfortunately worth 3 points to me. This card here is worth 2 for every lettuce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 10. 2 for every carrot. 12, 14, 16 points. And negative 4 for onions. I don't have any onions. So 16 for this card. This one's worth 1 for every carrot and 1 for every lettuce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And finally, this one is worth 2 for every lettuce. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 3, 6, 19, and 8, 27, and 10, 37.
Close game.
Close game. Miranda won this time. Good game.
Good game. So the last game we're playing tonight is called The Mind. It's basically testing how psychic you are. It's a cooperative game. Basically how it works is for every level, Rob and I will each take 1 card. Every level in ascending order we take additional cards based on that level. Am I explaining that all right?
Yes.
Okay. And basically we have to play our cards in ascending order without talking.
Cannot communicate.
No.
Facial, like nothing.
No hand signals, no talking. You just have to basically go based off statistics. Like whoever has the number that's statistically most likely to be the lowest plays first. And then it's just good. It's luck from there. So
and
we'll see what happens.
2 to 4 players. If we had more than 2, there's literally no turn order. Just you play. If you think your card is higher than what's showing, play. If you fail, in a 2-player game, we have a life.
These lives.
We can turn it in. For some reason, we have.
We have 2 lives.
We have
and 2 lives, 1 shuriken.
2 lives. Right. I'm sorry. We have 2 lives. If we lose both of them and then lose a third, we've lost.
As we get further into the game, we can use these shurikens basically for every player to discard their lowest card, and that way it makes it easier to move on from there.
But we don't have one yet. We won't earn that until we get to level 2.
And as you have said, this is a cooperative game.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, on the evening so far, to sum up, I won the first game. Of course, with Suro, we tied. And then Miranda won point salad. So we're 1, 1, and 1, which is a great way to end the night because this is cooperative.
So no one really wins or loses.
Right. We've just had a great evening of 2-player games, which is what we wanted to talk about.
Yep.
So let's get on with the mind and see how psychic we are. We're on level 1, which means each of us start with 1 card. We don't get to see what the other person's card is. Now, they tell you to start concentrating by putting 1 hand flat on the table. Supposedly starts our concentration. And then whichever one of us thinks we have the lowest card plays that card face up. And hopefully the other person has a higher card to play face up. We can't talk, communicate, anything.
The numbers all, by the way, go from 1 to 100. I don't know if we mentioned that.
No, I did not. They go from 1 to 100.
Okay.
There are no duplicates, anything like that, no wilds.
Nope. All right.
So there we go. That was easy.
Yeah.
we won level 1. So
level 2.
level 1 goes away. We're on level 2.
We gain a shuriken. So that.
But now it's level 2, so we each have 2 cards.
These get shuffled back in.
Correct. So bear with me while I shuffle. Would you like to cut, Miranda? Sure. And I will take 1. I will take my second.
You guys can scoot the deck up a little bit more too, just so we can see it.
It's a game of a lot of silence, by the way. Oh, round 2. Level 2 we did. I was worried about that 80 in there. All right, so now we gain an extra life. And yes, for those of you wondering, I've sometimes been told I need a life. But
Haven't we all?
I run a game store.
Yeah.
I'm happy to say that this is a fun life to have. Miranda, once again, would you like to cut?
Sure.
This time, level 3, we are drawing 3 cards each.
1, 2, and 3.
That was easy.
That's pretty good.
No! So,
Now
we
you lose a
failed.
life.
So we
Yeah.
lose a life.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would just.
Right, we'll put the life up here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Now we redo this level.
right, we don't advance. So in a way, it's kind of like, video games. You're trying to advance level by level.
Now, can't you juke each other out in that sense? Like, couldn't you go to put it down but not put it down?
You're not supposed to. It is a cooperative game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. You're not trying to like win. You're
Right.
trying to work
We
together.
are trying to win.
Yeah.
There's not supposed to be any talking, hand signals.
You're really not even supposed to like look at the other person, but like you can kind of make eye contact and be like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you guys are sitting about 6 feet apart, so what can you do?
Correct.
Yeah.
And the way we're sitting, we're not opposite. So
Correct,
it's hard to even see each other. She's,
Yeah.
next to me.
Yeah, but the subtitle of the game is "Let's Become One." So you're trying to become one unit.
So again, once again, 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if I get as easy a start as last time.
Probably not.
No, that was amazing.
That was incredible.
And we still lost the round.
Oh, damn it.
Damn it.
So my
Six
question
and
is, how many
54.
cards are in the deck?
100. It's 1
So
to
it's
100.
It's
1 to
1 to
100?
So,
Got
it.
the last round of level 3, the previous one, when I had 1 and 2 in my hand,
Yeah. I could only go so
correct.
far.
So that's why I very quickly played before she could.
It gets really difficult when both players have like a card that's 2 numbers apart, 54 and 56.
Right.
It's like
So, and you guys said this is how many players at max?
4.
4.
So it's going to be a very rough game for.
It's
In some ways, yes, but in other ways, it's almost easier. It's definitely more fast-paced with more people.
and part of it is when you see a card down, there's almost strategy by just pausing, don't play,
Right.
and you're hoping that your opponent is taking that as a sign that
Your card is
your
much
card's
higher.
way too high,
Makes sense.
and don't go there. Now we did not use the shurikens, the
We did
throwing
not.
stars,
We could use that, and I would recommend doing it
at this
turn.
point because we're down to 1 life.
Yes.
So
Alright.
all right.
Don't look at me.
I know.
I'm going to. You're not supposed to talk, but the camera isn't facing us.
Correct.
The rule is if you want to use the shuriken, you raise your hand.
Everybody has to do so unanimously.
Yes.
Okay.
I will for the sake of the game.
All right, so we're gonna use one of our shurikens.
We discard our lowest
Lowest
card face up,
55.
76. Which now gives each of us an idea.
That was your lowest
That
card?
it has to be your lowest card.
Which makes sense because you had 75,
Right.
which leads into his 76.
Yeah. Meaning
So,
And you're out of cards?
I'm out of cards.
So look at that.
so there's no way that you guys could technically lose
Yeah.
that round at
Yes.
that point.
Pretty
Yeah.
much, because I had.
Because as soon as I saw that he played 76 as his lowest card,
Mhm.
my lowest card was 55.
Sure, of course.
So, yay. We'll move on to level 4.
We also don't gain anything from moving to level 4, though. We don't
Correct.
get
There was
any
no
life
reward.
Gotcha.
or anything. So,
So
we
we're
still
s-
only have 1 life left and 1 shuriken.
And again, quick,
Yeah.
easy rules.
And again, to everybody who's watching at home, don't forget these games are all for sale here
Yes.
at Family Fun.
Yes.
They have a huge game wall that you can choose and have an assortment from. As you've seen so far from watching our video, you can see all the games they also have for demoing and renting.
Not
So-
renting right now.
Currently not renting due to the pandemic, of course, but when things do come back to normal, obviously that will be back into effect. But again, there are demo games that you can check out, much like they're doing today, just so you have an idea of what you're getting yourselves into for the holiday season.
And the entire staff, with actually pretty much the entire staff, enjoys board games. We are very familiar with them. And even with the pandemic and not renting, we still get demo games in on a regular basis so that we can learn them, so that we can better help people find the types of games that they would enjoy.
You're too fast.
Ah!
I was just about to put it down.
No, you should have back to back. That like the odds of me having 46 would have been
Slim to none.
slim 1%,
But
because that was my last one.
yeah, all right.
All right, so we are down to our last life. This is
Okay.
it, unless we earn something later on.
So you're not dead when you
No.
use that
No,
final
we
life.
have
We have
You just have
one more chance.
Gotcha.
one right. We don't have a life to cash in.
Gotcha.
So this might be the end.
See, this is a good game for those couples that feel that they know each other completely.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
sense
Oh,
each
it-
other's
it's-
minds and stuff.
so-
Yeah.
Also good for parents who have their kids in bed late at
Yeah.
night and want a quiet game to play.
Yes. Miranda was the fan of this one here at the store. I'd honestly never heard of it other than from other store owners. Didn't know much about it. She taught it to me a couple years ago,
Yeah.
and I instantly fell in love with it. Just
I think I
so
taught,
different.
I taught everybody in the store how to play this game.
So still at 4. And for anybody wondering, yes, we could deal the cards out. It just
It doesn't matter one way or the other.
Increases individuality.
Mm-hmm.
one card left.
Nice.
Woohoo!
We did it.
We did it. All right, so we go to level 5, and we earn another shuriken. So we'll just take this one back. I don't know that we need to go through a whole game. But you kind of see how it goes. If we succeed at level 5, we'd gain another life. But we'd be at 6 cards, 7, 8. It keeps going. It gets harder. It mostly gets harder too because you have more cards in your hand. At 1, you basically have a 50-50 shot. My card's either higher or lower than ours, right? there is a version called the Mind Extreme. So this was the Mind by Pandasaurus Games. They also make a game called the Mind Extreme. The difference with the Mind Extreme, for those who are curious, is you're actually running two piles.
It's a little bit more challenging. You have one pile of ascending order and one pile descending order. Some levels higher up require you to play blind, meaning the cards go face down instead of face up, so you don't even know what card you're playing. Additionally, I think there was another rule, right? There's like one, in the earlier levels you play backwards.
Correct.
Yeah,
So
that was the difference.
it is literally much more extreme. Both are very popular, great two-player game, portable, and as Miranda, when we were talking earlier, mentioned, for those of you with kids, you put them to bed at night, you need to be quiet.
This is
There's the silent game for you. So that wraps up our some of the games we recommend for two-player, or that can play just two, or two or more. We've got numerous others in the store. We've carry, as we mentioned, Seven Wonders Duel. For those of you who like the escape rooms, we have exit games and unlock games, which will play from 1 to 4 or from 2 to 6.
We have Pandemic Hot Zone, which is similar to the classic Pandemic, except it's kind of like a diet version. It's very simple, can have 2 players, short.
Some of the games are cooperative, like the Mind. Some of the games are competitive. Again, we are all very well versed on them. Come on down. We can get you squared away for Valentine's Day, and thereafter have some fun, play some games, and eventually, once we're done with social distancing, many of these games again will do more than 2 players. Thanks a lot. This is another edition with Joe from Scoops at Sorcery. We appreciate you watching.
Have a good night.